You guys are killing it. You're doing a great job. You look great. I'm starting a charity. It's for children who don't have arms. It's for charity. It's a tax write-off.
There you go.
Thank you so much. You are so kind. Hello, excuse me. Fellow Los Santos wonderful citizens, I am raising money for a charity for children who don't have arms. If you would like to donate to that charity and help the children...
Did you get that?
I did! Oh my god. Thank you so much, Suspenders. You've always been great. Got that. Well, thank you guys. The children without arms would thank you and clap in your honor, but they physically can't, so I'm working to fix that.
Oh my god. They can clap their feet.
Thank you!
That was great. That was pretty.
Alright, we just made $2,100. Perfect. Let's see if we can get some from the cops as well. Excuse me? EMS guy?
Yeah, you did. Yo.
You care about children, right?
Yeah?
Would you say that you would even love children and want to protect them?
That was worded strangely.
No, not in like a weird way, but in like a wholesome, pure way.
Okay, good, because, I've seen Dateline.
No, God, no, it's not like that. I'm just like, do you give a shit about children or not? I am raising money for a charity for children without arms.
Without arms.
Yeah, they don't have arms. It's heartbreaking.
Here you
Oh
go.
my goodness, thank you so much. That is such a generous donation
no
for the
problem.
children. Go out and save lives, Isaac. Hello, officer.
How's it going?
Officer, did you hear about my charity?
Yeah. I did not. I'm happy to hear about it inside.
I think you could really make a difference. Let me just
Alright,
come
let
back
me just-
here with you.
Customize.
I'll just lower my voice. No, you cannot come back
I
here.
think I should.
This is an office. No, you can't stand back
But it's so
here.
spacious.
Okay, well, you still cannot be back here, please. There's a desk for a reason. Please respect the desk.
I've done things on this desk. Anyway, you have children, right?
Yep.
Imagine a world where your children grew up without arms, Officer Paul. How does that
Like-
make you feel?
How much of the arm is gone? Are we talking about
All
like,
of it.
chicken wing nubs or like
Like they have like
so like above the
hollows
socket?
in where their shoulders should be. Like to the point where other
So you
kids
mean
make them
like
like
a hologram?
No.
Like a really cool technology.
no, not a hologram. Like with the point where like they make them lay down at parties and fill it with M&Ms.
Do they dispense the M&Ms by doing jumping jacks, imaginary jumping jacks, because they don't have arms?
First of all, that's really insensitive to even mention jumping jacks to children without arms. Second of all, no, they lay on the middle of the table. It's heartbreaking.
What about ghost limbs? What if they just imagine the jumping jacks?
Paul.
Krystal?
This is a serious matter, and I need you to take it seriously. There's no such thing as ghosting jumping jacks.
I take jumping jacks very seriously.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, listen, Paul. I have started a charity for children who don't have arms. And I am raising money for those children. And I think you could make a really nice, sizable donation to that.
Okay, so, real quick, just beyond the jumping jack theory, what about one of the...
Paul, this is so
M&Ms just
insensitive.
fall out?
Clearly they can't do that. They have nubs.
Ah, so they do have nubs.
Some of them do. Some of them have hollows. Some of them have
Your
nubs.
story's falling apart.
Some of them just have, tendrils and nerves. They grew up with a tough
Like body
life.
shots. Do you think you could do like socket shots?
Paul, they are children. They shouldn't even be doing shots. Paul,
Juiced.
you have the
What about
chance to lend a
Just
hand.
smacking a Capri Sun in there. Hang on, I'm getting ahead. Okay, back to the matter at hand.
Well, I already said that you could lend a hand by making a sizable donation for the
What
children.
about
We're
2
looking
hands,
to raise $65,000.
forearms, possibly elbows.
Paul, this is serious. These are children who are in need, and little Timmy needs his robot arm. We can only afford to raise money for one right now. It's an experimental procedure, and I am
Why
personally...
would you only raise money for one arm? That's like getting a kid a bicycle with one wheel.
No, it's not, because he wouldn't even be able to ride a
He's not
bicycle
even
without the
do
arm.
jumping jacks with his single arm, Krystal.
You can do jumping jacks with single arms. That's what fat people do. It's called a modified jumping
Okay,
jack.
well, it's not really a jumping jack at that point. It's just kind of like a sad flop.
Well, look, some people can't do high impact because they're just too big and their bones can't handle it, all right? Listen, though, Paul.
They're fat. Okay, what?
Not everyone can be as beautiful as you and me, okay? We get it.
Oh, thank you.
Like, in an old way, though, Paul. I'm beautiful in, like, a youthful, timeless, makes lots of money on Instagram because I take photos in my underwear way. And you're kind of, like, in a dad way, you know?
Yeah, once you get into your 40s, gravity
I
starts
won't.
to take effect, if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna cryogenically freeze myself. But that's not the point. Paul, I need you to listen. These children need donations. And your help as whatever police rank you are would really mean a lot to them. Some of them want to be police officers, Paul, and they can't because they don't have arms.
Well, obviously, they could probably never be a police officer.
No, they could with robot arms.
functioning limbs.
Haven't you ever seen RoboCop?
I mean, would we really want RoboCops, though?
Yes, obviously.
What happens if technology gets to a point where they can seize control of that arm during a criminal activity? What happens if they're in a bank robbery with a hostage situation, and somebody's got, like a gun to the hostage's head, and this with a robot arm gets his arm hacked, boom, shoots the hostage.
Paul, while you're talking
That would be
bullshit,
very problematic.
Timmy went to reach for a drink and he realized he couldn't because he doesn't have arms, Paul.
Why would he reach for a drink if he doesn't have arms?
He leaned forward and then he went, oh.
Who would put a drink
He knocked
Who would
his
put a
straw
drink
out.
next to a child with no arms? That's just cruel and unusual punishment.
He had
That
a
should be against
sippy
the law.
straw and then it got knocked out.
Like just out of reach.
He's trying to like pick it up with his mouth and he can't, Paul. He needs
Like,
the
inching
robot
it
arm.
forward. Okay, how much is this theoretical robot arm gonna cost?
It's $65,000.
Okay, that's not too bad. Where can I find information about the charity?
I'm just giving you the information right now. Hello? Are you listening or not, Paul?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Where's does the charity have a website? Do they have a business license? Are they confirmed to be an actual charity? What portion
Paul,
of the
all this
donations
jibber
goes to
jabber,
actually
jibber jabber, jibber jabber. This kid is trying to drink his drink and he can't do it, Paul, because his little nubbins are filled with M&Ms.
Okay, well, first of all, that'd be really awesome if you just had like a little pocket.
They get
Anytime that you want
stinky.
an M&M, you could just flip one up right in your mouth. That's pretty sweet. Second of all, if I don't actually get the real information about this charity, I'm not gonna donate.
Oh, that sounds like you don't want to help the kids, Paul. That's what it sounds like to me, is that you don't want to help the children.
You know what I'm saying?
Paul, I'm hearing a lot of talk, but I'm not hearing you give me
Little,
any money for the children.
Some kind.
Paul, it's $65,000.
Popping noise.
We need about 60,000 more. Paul, it's life or death for these children without arms. Paul, they're just using those things that have animal heads and like a handle at the end, but they're using it with their mouth, Paul. It doesn't look good.
Okay, so why would they use their mouth? Why won't they like learn how to use their feet?
They
'Cause
use
how
their
are they gonna
feet
get
as
it into
well,
their
but they're
mouth
walking.
If they're grabbing it,
They have to
with
walk.
their mouth. That makes no sense. Somebody needs to educate these children.
Well, that's what the money's for, Paul. Shit. It's for getting a robot arm,
So
and
it's
then
for
the rest goes
education
to
and
education.
For a robot arm?
Yes, I'm educating you.
So it's a $65,000 robot arm.
Yes. It's a robot arm. They're not cheap.
Okay, so what? So once you get your $65,000 goal, how are you going to pay for education?
Paul, that's phase 2.
How are you going to teach that kid?
He can't
He
learn
needs
if
to
he
use his
doesn't have
feet.
an arm, Paul. He'll get teased.
And not his mouth. How old is this child? What kind of parents
8.
does this child have?
He's 8 years old. Paul, let me just show you. Imagine, if you will, setting the scene. A bunch of kids are sitting down at a party. Little Timmy's in the corner, being used as a bowl of M&Ms for the rest of the children. And while they all gleefully eat from his sockets, Timmy's crush comes in. And Timmy's crush turns around, looks at Timmy and goes, "Thanks for the M&Ms, Timmy." And then she goes and plays Spin the Bottle with little Jason. And Timmy's left as furniture because he didn't have arms, but he has a heart, and it's breaking. But you could fix that if you just tip $60,000, you know? I mean,
You
donate.
think I'm going to give you $60,000?
Okay, maybe 54,000 ish.
Okay, here's what I'll donate to you today. Get Timmy.
Are
a
you
bag of
fucking
M&Ms.
serious? $5? Do you want me to take this back to Timmy and be like, "Hey, Timmy, you know that officer that you love so much that you've been looking up to and seeing on the TV doing all the bank
Well,
rescues?
Now he loves me. Mm-hmm.
He wants to be an officer just like you.
Mentioned that before.
But guess what, Timmy?
Oh, yeah?
He only gave you $5. Only $5 towards your arm, Timmy. Meanwhile, the EMT, the beautiful EMT,
Okay, there you go.
gave $5,000.
There you go. There's $500.
Okay,
You,
so-
you really swindled that EMS out there.
I didn't swindle him
Five
anything. It's for
grand.
the children. He loves children and he loves saving lives. So he gave $5,000.
Okay, so why don't you? Here's what we'll do. Since you're such a charitable and giving person, why don't you give me all the money that you've been making? And I'll hold on to you.
No, it's
Once
okay.
you 65 grand, I'll give it back to you, and then you can go donate to charity. We'll do it together. How
No,
about
that's
that?
all right. You don't need to, insert yourself
Oh,
into
oh, that's
this
okay?
white man.
White man.
Don't take credit for my wonderful charity that I'm doing for the children. Don't try to step in.
That's got to be about race.
It's not about race. It's just about you taking credit. I'm having a headache. Give me a second. I'm just thinking about the children. I need to take a moment. Sorry, it was like a crazy headache, an emotional one, if you will. Thank you for your contribution, Paul. Paul. Hey, Paul. Paul. Paul, thank you for the children.
Sorry, I was.
On behalf of the
I
children.
said 1 second. I had a headache. Just keep hanging on. I got just 1 minute.
I just wanted to thank you.